The Boston Red Sox just signed Ranger Suárez after missing out on Alex Bregman to the Cubs, basically challenging him, saying that you haven't found a better deal, and he actually ended up getting $10 million more than the Boston Red Sox final offer with the Cubs. Good for him. But Boston, unlike the Yankees, responded with signing one of the two top pitchers that were left, because you got Valdez and you got Suarez left. And they went out and picked up Ranger Suárez, who's an absolute dog, and he is a playoff demon. This guy, you could put him as a starter and he'll perform. You could put him as a high leverage guy for multiple innings and he'll still perform in the playoffs. We saw Philly absolutely use him, and he is now getting a big deal with the Boston Red Sox, which is going to be joining Crochet and Brian Bello, which is going to be a really good big three. They even got Sonny Gray up in there, but this is older Sonny Gray. But Ranger Suárez, this guy's an absolute dog. And now we have the Blue Jays outspent the Yankees. Red Sox definitely outspent the Yankees. The Orioles outspent the Yankees. So these three teams are going to be better than the Yankees. And then the Tampa Bay Rays, yeah, they're losing a couple players here and there, but Tampa Bay will never go out and outspend anybody in the division, but somehow will get cheap guys to come in and outperform players that they are replacing. So this is a absolute big red flag, a emergency for the New York Yankees, because at the moment, they are absolutely responded with Ryan Weathers. Ryan Weathers, who had a 4 ERA last season. You traded 4 prospects for the guy, 2 of them being top 16 prospects, right? For a guy with a 4 ERA from the Miami Marlins. Guys. The New York Yankees, literally biggest problem right now is infield defense and their lineup, right? And they responded with, strengthening their biggest, strength, which is starting pitchers, because we know next year, once it's fully healthy, Garrett Cole, Max Fried, you got Cam Schlittler, you've got Luis Hill, Clark Schmidt, you got all these options, right? You got Carlos Rodon, 6 guys right here. 6 guys. They either had amazing performances last year, they've won a Rookie of the Year, they're getting, paid a lot of money, whatever. These guys are promising dudes. You got 6 really good starters, and you bring in another starter instead of addressing the biggest problem, which is infield defense, because you've got Anthony Volpe still at shortstop. You got Jazz Chisholm right there, 2 errors in the infield, middle infield. Ryan McMahon can't hit. Ben Rice, he's got to get better defensively, so their infield defense is atrocious. And then the outfield, right? Cody Bellinger's still a free agent. You haven't signed him. You got Aaron Judge, nice. Trent Grisham, you're paying him $22 million after kind of playing chicken with them, saying, yeah, we're going to offer you the qualifying deal so we get that draft pick. Don't take him. And he said, you know what? I'm going to take it. $22 million, boom. You didn't even want him, and he's coming back. Center field, what? Harrison Bader's going to get signed? What's going on there? It's just a travesty what's going on with the New York Yankees. And we're hearing, oh, yeah, the New York Yankees aren't done yet. Am I missing something? Have they started? Because this is an absolute travesty. I knew the second that after the Yankees were having their interviews with Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman and saying, we had Garrett Cole. You never know what could have happened against the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays took the Dodgers to game 7 and were a Miggy Rojas home run away from winning the World Series. From there, I was like, they're going to run it back. They're going to run it back, and they might even, lose Bellinger and say, you know what, we got Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, and we're all going to sit there and be like, are we serious right now? We are a top 3 most valued franchise, and we're going to get outspent by everybody in our division, aside from the Rays. Come on. Like, be for real. Like, the Orioles got better. Everybody in the division is better than they were last year, and we're not. And the remaining free agents, Valdez, I guarantee you he's going to go to Baltimore. You heard it here first. Kyle Tucker, he's going to New York, but he's going to go to the Mets. Cody Bellinger, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers went out and picked him up. He's not going to be a Yankee. I guarantee you that. So there's not really anything to play with. The Yankees, you're hearing, after Bregman got to the Chicago, Nico Horner is going to be available for trade, but that's not really moving It's not moving me. It's not saying, oh, that's gonna push you to the World Series. It's really not. And really, the only thing the Yankees, in my opinion, that could satisfy me is get Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette will literally solve you so many problems. But Bo Bichette won't be a Yankee. You know why? Because they're being cheap. It's a problem when even the Pirates have outspent you. Brian Cashman with the New York Yankees has been outspent by the Pirates and feels like what we got will put them over the top and win a World Series. And I guarantee you it's not the case. Ryan Weathers' acquisition, bringing back Trent Grisham, losing Bellinger, is not going to win you a World Series. You brought in Juan Soto, a top 3 hitter in the league, right? You brought him in, and you lost in 5 in the World Series. You lost them, and then you lost in 4 in the divisional. So it's kind of like you're getting worse and worse, and you're performing worse, and you're asking yourself, why aren't we winning a World Series since '09? Well, it's because the quality that you're putting out with the amount of money you're spending, it's just not all there. It's things that people on their couch can point out. The middle infield sucks. Defensively, it sucks. But then you're going to go out and back Volpe, and then he's going to have his worst career year. Jazz Chisholm, defensively last year, wasn't all that great. Third base, yeah, he's great defensively, but he can't hit. He can't hit. In the outfield, yeah, Judge is going to be great in the regular season. Yeah, in the center field, you could bring in a young Dominguez. Trent Grisham, well, left porch, he's great, but aside from that, is he really all that? Is he really all that? He plays defensively like he's lazy. It's just problems after problems after problems. Really, it's going to be more exciting to watch this team, aside from when Judge and Stanton are hitting pitch. I'm going to be more excited to see Garrett Cole come back. I'm going to be excited for Fried, for Fried. I'm going to be more excited for Schlittler, Hill, all these guys. But when it comes to hitting, when it comes to playing in, when it comes to hitting, do I really want to see Volpe? Do I really want to see a Volpe, McMahon, Austin Wells? Come on. It's a travesty. I tell you this right now, the Yankees are in real danger of finishing last in their division.